Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast, What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. I am your host, Steve Renazizi, and it is September 1st, 2021. Thank you very much for bearing with us. We've been a little lax on getting the podcast together the last few weeks because people have been getting married. People have been, moving. I've been moving, in the process of moving. People have been on honeymoons. People have been getting COVID. People, things got wild there for the last couple of weeks. So, but we're joined by Brenton, who's back from the island. Whoa, do that again. Let me see that.
Look at that.
Oh boy.
Shiny, right?
It's nice. Yeah. Like I said, you might hate it in 5 years. As long as you don't hate your wife in 5 years, that's the more important thing. But the ring, I barely wear my ring. That's just me. That's how I do it. I'm lefty. I have to use this arm and this hand a lot for jump shots, for golf, throwing baseball. So can't have it. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. Listen, I haven't talked to you. I haven't seen you. I talked to you privately about not coming to the wedding. But since then, our buddy Lucas has filled us in about the wedding. And apparently, now that I've spoken to you, half of the things I guess that he had stated on the podcast last time were wrong. Am I right in that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Were you at the wedding, Lucas?
I don't think he was.
Because I know I talked to you briefly that day. I know people had bailed last minute. I mean, I get it, dude. I would, but if you weren't there, dude, it's kind of tough. You were there.
Doesn't mean I can't report about it, though.
That's true, man. Especially that is true. What happened? What did he fuck up?
So I had to preface this by saying we listened to the first 10 minutes and 30 seconds of the episode because we were on the road to Hana, which I don't know if you've ever done that, Steve, in Maui.
Mm-hmm. Long.
You have? So found out after the fact it's called Divorce Highway. It was very stressful. It's just a bunch of, for anyone who doesn't know, it's just a bunch of one-way roads and bridges and tight turns, and you have no idea if you're going to hit something. There's all these waterfalls along the way, so people just stop and you're just stuck in traffic while they're getting out and staring at the little waterfalls on the way to the big one. And we lost service, so we couldn't listen to the episode. We gave up. But just to correct a few things, first off, she was very upset with you. You didn't comment on her dress at all.
Whoa.
And that was a big thing. You didn't say one thing about how nice she looked. Why would you do that?
That's why I'm not married.
Exactly. And she coached me for like 6 months. You had to, don't say nice. Don't use the word nice. If you say the word nice, I'm not going to say yes. And so I was prepared. You should.
What word did you use?
Perfect. Kept saying it was perfect. It was completely you, my love. Completely you.
Completely you.
Yes.
All right. Nicely done.
So
completely you.
We had 24 people cancel in the last week that had already RSVP'd, and 11 that day. That was, I think you were correct about that. The movie with Nick Cage was in Montana, and it got pushed. It got pushed a day earlier. So Nick Cage has a rule. This is what I was told from the person. He has a rule. You have to quarantine for 24 full hours if he's going to do a scene with you right now. And the only flight he could get, the red eye to Montana, would put him in at 12:30 in the morning. So that 30 minutes was not enough for Nick Cage. And either he is completely full of shit, and he sent me a photo of himself in full costume, in an old Western costume, and it's a very elaborate lie that he spent money on, or he really did shoot a movie with Nick Cage that'll come out sometime next year. So look forward to that, 2022, Nick Cage in a Western, exactly what the world needs.
There's no fucking way that person shot him scene with Nick Cage. That none of that.
We'll
There's
see.
not a chance that that's real.
We'll see.
There's not a chance. And you're coming from a known liar, dude. I'm telling you right now.
I know.
I'm very good at sussing this shit out. And I don't blame, like, I don't care what, I've told lies before, guys. So I'm not judging anyone here. I'm just saying, as a person that, has done this before, that doesn't hold a lot of water with me. But, look, I mean, you were emotional that day. Did you get bummed at all? Was Was she bummed?
Dude,
Or were
she
you
was-
guys like, look, we're just gonna get through this. We'll be there, you know, it's
It
fine.
was a situation where we were trying not to tell her all the people that were canceling because it was a lot. It was
You're
a
like,
lot
your
of people.
mother's not gonna be here anymore.
Dude,
We're
it
not
was
gonna tell
rough.
her.
I had some very close people to me just not show up, didn't even send a message. Very close, like family. So
Say their names right now.
I'm not going to say their names.
Say their
I'm
names
not
out
gonna-
loud.
I'm not going to say their names out loud. I don't want to
You
do that to
know
people,
who you
but
are.
Did you see sidebar? Did you see the post that's gone viral of the guy that sent an invoice to people to charge them for not showing
Yeah.
up to a wedding?
I thought about you when I saw that too.
Ours was-
$250 or something, right?
No, it was 120 a plate. Ours was significantly higher. I think we wasted around $5,000 in the last week because people didn't show up.
That's nice, dude. And they are again. Say their names one more time. I'm gonna write them down. Full
Steve
name.
Ranazizi.
I called
RANN.
AZZISI. I called. I was.
I know you did.
riddled
To your
with
credit,
guilt.
I know you did. And look, I'm not.
Steve
I'm
Simone
not,
and I had a room at the
I
fucking.
just I just wanted to put it out there. I'm not going to start collecting from people. I'm not that person. I just wanted to let everybody know that it was a lot of money.
dude.
And I want you to. I want you to go to your grave with guilt. But I'm
Oh, I
never going
will.
to ask you for a penny.
But I mean, I don't know. You didn't listen to the whole podcast, but they fucked up. I tried to order wine to the bachelor party at the fucking restaurant.
No,
which
we
was
heard
a
about that
goddamn
too.
nightmare.
We heard about that too.
And they fucked
And-
up the whole thing. I wanted them to be like, I thank you're welcome for creating you and giving you everything you've ever dreamed. And they didn't do any of that.
So first of all, the server served me last. I think he thought Lucas was the person because he was down at that end of the table talking to you guys a whole bunch. I got served last, and yeah, they definitely didn't say what you said. They said
Fuck.
something.
I'm next time I see you, I promise. First of all, I have a gift for you, but then also I'm gonna take you to dinner and buy you a nice fucking bottle of wine to make it up for those fucking idiots. I mean, what is happening here?
No,
that you
look,
can't get
it
a
was-
bottle of
it was-
wine sent to
no
a
one
table.
needs to. It was a wonderful time. It was everything that we hoped it would be. Obviously, with COVID, it sucked, and we weren't able to spend it with all the people we wanted to be there with. But it was fucking awesome, man. The
Yeah, and
venue
you had a
was
blast.
beautiful.
And you had a good time.
It went by so quick, and then the honeymoon was incredible.
You guys,
I want to move there now. We were
there
looking
were
at
no
property.
issues. No
We could
issues
flip
with
this
getting there.
place. No, because we're.
I was worried
vaccinated.
about that. That was my biggest
So-
concern. I wasn't worried about the wedding so much, but I was like, these guys want to go to Hawaii and they're going to get popped at the fucking airport and they're not going to be able to go. And that's going to be more of a killer than anything else.
This is what was stressful about that. So we filled out a form a month in advance. Like, we're vaccinated. Here's our information. Here's copies of our card. And we got the confirmation, like, you guys are good. We get to the LAX, we get to LAX, right? And we just show up like, okay, we're going to get on a flight. We already have this confirmation from the Hawaii government and we're going to be able to get in. We're not going to have to quarantine. We get on the plane. We start looking around and noticing everybody's got a fucking wristband on. And there were no announcements. There were no stations set up. No one in
And
security.
you have
was
no
like,
wristband, right?
we have no wristband. So we're like, what's going on? And I asked the flight attendant, what is the wristband for? Oh, that's just to confirm that you're good and you don't have to be quarantined. And I'm like, well, we're vaccinated. You're going to have to go through a customs and it'll be up to them. Like, they'll figure it out. And, you know, we heard that line can take hours and it's very frustrating, but fortunately we got to Oahu and there was no one in line. We basically just walked in, pulled up our little web page from the government, and they looked at the little check marks and go, okay, you're good, and gave us essentially a wristband. And
A wristband, then you got your lay.
yeah,
Right?
no lays.
They don't even go near you anymore. They
No.
don't. No. Get
No,
just
well,
move
I
on.
saw them for sale. You can buy lays, but they don't just walk up and put a lay on you.
They don't. That is a fallacy about Hawaii, that they just, like, you get off any random airplane coming from anywhere and they're just going to drop a fucking lay on you. That's
No.
not true at all.
You can pay like $6 and they'll hand you one and you can put it on yourself. But
What is immersive? Look at this. I'm fucking around with oh, hold on. This could be fun for the video. Look at us now. Do you see how we're doing? Look at this. I'm trying to make for the YouTube people more
so
interesting.
first of all, nothing's happened.
Mhm.
You're
Oh,
just
really?
saying, look, you're just saying, look at this. For the people that are only listening, nothing's happened.
But for the people that are watching, you see now, including you, that we're
No
in three
one-
different picture frames, right?
Mm-mm.
You don't
You
see
gotta
it.
enable screen sharing.
Enables. Do you guys miss Emma?
Yeah.
I really kind of. I mean, I know she's happier without us, I think, but
She's not making money without us. I'll tell
Is
you
this-
that much.
Are you seeing this? What
We're
I
not
see?
we're seeing nothing, Steve. We just see
No.
you like occasionally grinning like you just opened up a big box of chocolates.
I did it though. I did it.
Nothing's happening.
I don't even know how to fix any of this now. View. Just put the gallery. Are we all back? Now we're back to 3 boxes, right?
We were always that. Nothing
Mhm.
changed.
Oh, it did change for me a lot.
You
I had
took us on a ride to nowhere.
it was a very good ride for me, and I wish you had been there. That's why this I have a plan to step this fucking situation up. Our tech situation. We're gonna get to that privately on our own. Speaking of non-private issues, did you and Cassie did you have sexual intercourse that night of the wedding, or were you too tired? I'm always interested.
No, we did.
You did.
Yep.
And was it more magical, less magical, or as magical as always?
It was great as always. So I mean, I'm not complaining.
Would
It
you
was
get hammered?
really, really great on the honeymoon. No, I honestly didn't. I had maybe a glass and a half of wine at the wedding, and then maybe another glass. We all met up. We had a suite at the Morongo Casino, and so we all.
That's
met
where
up in
Simone
there.
and I were supposed to stay.
Yeah.
We tried to get your suite. We were like, can we steal the bridal suite? We wanted. I was like, I thought an idea to put you in like a twin bed, the shittiest room in the hotel, and steal your suite that night.
And honestly, that would have been fine.
Oh please, can you
We're
just play
we're
along?
small.
You
We're
would've been
small
pissed.
people, Steve. We're tiny people.
Yeah, it was. I fucking me and Simone went back and forth on it, and then it was like,
Look,
guilt-ridden.
I said it to him. I probably said it to you. You made the right decision. I didn't want you showing up with any kind of fear. I didn't want you to be uncomfortable. The people that were there mostly did not travel, so it was all good.
What did you? What was your best experience, most fun on the islands? Like, what was your favorite?
Oh, dude, the food. It's not even.
Which
spent-
island specifically did you go to?
We went to Oahu for 6
Yep.
days. We did Kauai for 6 days, and we did Maui for a week.
And then where was your favorite food? Where favorite restaurants, places?
So on Oahu, the best was this place, BLT Steakhouse. It was a 3-course dinner with wine pairings for every course of the meal. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just another level. It was a surf and turf. And then the appetizer was this thing called a poke ball. So it was just like guac and all this other shit stuffed into like a pokey shaped football.
Nice.
And it was unreal. And then the mousse for dessert, chocolate mousse for dessert. And then on Kauai, we just had really good fish. It was the freshest, the best pineapple. And then on,
Did you eat any spam?
yes,
It's not bad, right?
it was pretty good. It was very sweet. And then I had we went to a tiki bar and I drank out of a spam can was the cup.
Oh,
It's
really?
like it was like a brown sugar rum drink and it was really fucking good.
Those
and
things will
then,
get you fucked up. Did you get fucked up at all?
No. We just had one. We were like day drinking and then going and doing something and then night drinking and then we'd get fucked up.
I remember being in the hotel pool for our honeymoon. And you're there for like 6-7 days, whatever. Like after like 4 or 5, it's like you want to just talk to somebody else. So another couple, another newlywed were there. We're in the pool. We could start chit chatting with them. Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, we're ordering drinks back and forth. 3 hours later, Tracy's face down in the fucking in the and I could see her. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, we gotta get. And she was like, I gotta go. And she almost like she did the whole. And I go, don't barf in the fucking pool. We're gonna. They'll they frown upon that. Got her up to the room, but it's all those frozen, fruity, fucking sweet drinks out in the sun.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Talking, not eating, not putting any substance in your mouth, in your stomach. And next thing you know, fucking boom, straight down to the ground. By the way, speaking of which, happy anniversary tomorrow to my wife and I. 15 years tomorrow.
It's great.
Yeah. So crazy. But that's what the honeymoon's for. We did the whole Road to Hana thing. The Road to Hana is like, that escalator that goes through the airport when you like have to go through terminals and they put that little the one that just flat on the ground. Imagine one of those that has nothing else around it. You can't get off, and then people just stop for no apparent reason. Like they're talking and they don't move when they don't want to go. You can't get around them. You just have to wait for other people at their convenience to continue to go.
And those people are completely clueless.
Yeah, because most of
the
them don't even speak the
biggest
same
idiots.
language. And
No.
also they don't care. They're on vacation. So they're like, you can go fuck yourself. I paid a lot of money for this. This is my experience. And, it's a lot of that now. No one cares about anyone else. You have to have your own experience. It has to be your way or the fucking road to Hana Highway. Did you sneak off and do any football related stuff? Did you get, because I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know if I ever told you, the genesis of the league from the married couple that started it was they were, I believe, on their honeymoon in the south of France and like skiing or something. It was like a chateau that it like cost like $1 billion to rent. And all this money, all this like beautiful ambiance. And Jeff Schaefer, it happened to be during the football playoffs. And so he is outside, like they're in a restaurant, like having a beautiful dinner, and he excuses himself to go to the bathroom and he's gone for a while. And Jackie goes outside, like to wonder where he is, and he's out looking for a cell phone signal, walking through like 1.5 feet of snow in loafers, trying to find a signal so he can find out how he's doing in his fantasy football playoffs. So did you have any moments like that where you were like, I need to because this is the time of year where you're usually hitting the books. Am I right?
I did a lot of prep before, but I took 3 weeks basically off. I would see stuff on Twitter. I'd see movements and injuries and stuff, but it's really about where do the coaches end up? What are the shifts and what style of offense do I think they're going to write or run? And then, you determine your player pools that way. Like I only want running backs from these teams. I only want wide receivers from these teams. But as far as like determining what players I'm going to draft, we're going to go down to the wire. I mean, if we're doing our draft next Wednesday for the episode, it could change between now and then. Like I could tell you right now, I want to take this guy, but then someone gets hurt and then it's like, oh, I don't want that guy anymore.
By the way, and again, shameless plug. I mean, I've had 100 cameos in the last 3 weeks. A lot of people want me to set their lineups. As a matter of fact, I've got piles and piles of paper here from people whose lineups I've set, and they're great. I have fun doing them. But I wonder when they draft, like these people that draft so early, they draft in like late July or the first week in August, and I'm like,
yeah, it's insane.
I mean, what are you going to?
Congrats on you got
J.K.
Cam
Dobbins
Akers and J.K. Dobbins. Congrats! Like a guy who got Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins in April probably feels really good about himself.
There are less severe versions of that. People that drafted maybe Cam Newton as a backup quarterback or even like, a low tiered starter. Not that it's going to kill you. You probably have another person, but they're probably not that good either. So it's like you wasted that pick. You're going to have to go find someone else. But yeah, when you get a first round, like a J.K. Dobbins or someone like that, or Cam Akers, it's like, it's devastating. You're fucked.
Absolutely.
And again, nobody wants it to happen week 1 or week 2 or any week. But when you do the draft and you do all this work and you put and then all of a sudden you're like, this is fucking, I don't understand why people don't just wait. They have to.
I love doing it last minute. It definitely makes the most sense.
I don't do my golf picks to the night before.
Yeah. But to your point, Steve, I basically took 3 weeks off, but the research has already been done. I know what teams I want that I'm targeting for the positions just based on their system. And then, unless there's a significant injury that just completely moves me away from the team, most of these systems at this point are plug and play because there's a few freak athletes. The New York Giants don't have a great offensive line. They have a decent offensive line, but they have Saquon Barkley.
Good at all, dude.
They have Saquon Barkley. So that's why you're not shying away from the Saquon. But then you look at the 49ers. The 49ers don't have any standout running back, but their line is so good, their system's so good that you're like, I could pretty much draft any one of these 3 or 4 guys. And it's basically who's going to be the starter and who's going to get the most carries. That's going to be the guy. You know what I mean? So you just kind of figure out the systems and you draft based on those systems and the players just sort of become more irrelevant.
Just hearing that probably 3-minute diatribe you just gave us right there, I'm already like, how Cassie didn't drown you in the fucking Pacific Ocean.
Oh, she tried.
Because I know at some point you were like, look, babe, I know I really I talk about this a lot, but it means a lot to me. And I really feel like I know what I'm doing and I break things down correctly and it makes me feel good. And like when I see people and then I talk about Cam Akers and I look at I look at the Giants and she's just like that. She probably just hears like whoa, 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 and she wants to take the back of your tiny head and just plummet it into the bottom. And when she feels you, you're like, oh, she'll just hold it deeper until it just floats away. I'm sure at some point during your beautiful Hawaiian honeymoon vacation, she had that unbelievable urge to end your life.
I promise you, I did not talk about it at all with her.
She's still my number one guest that we can rarely get on the show, but I would like to find out because I don't think that's true. I think if we really hooked her up
There
to a
were
lie
a
detector
few
test,
people. There were a few people that reached out and were asking me questions because they were doing their drafts, and I responded, and I may have said out loud. One was a groomsman, so she knows him very well. But other than that, I will talk about football with her now, and she'll want to put a knife in my neck, but
yeah, she's done with
not
it
on
now.
not on the honeymoon.
Yeah, and now oh my God. I mean, it's so exciting that it's like preseason
Yeah,
games
we're a
are
week
sort
away,
of-
dude.
We're a week away.
away.
We're a week away. Now, have you watched any Hard Knocks? We haven't discussed much because
This has been the worst season it's fucking boring. And I know
Yeah.
that we're three very much anti-Cowboy fans. We don't like the team, but none of the players are all that interesting. The only thing that's kind of interesting is
I have 4 things that are interesting to me.
how does Dak look?
No, I must eat cake. I want the cake. That was funny to me. His story, 70 Alejandro, his
Yeah.
mother cheering. I can watch her yell in Spanish. Vámonos, Jesus, gracias, Jesus, gracias, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Let's go. Every week I can watch that. That's the highlight. Rec Specs. I'm rooting for him. You know, he gave you a reason to root for him.
Mhm.
I mean, 1 minute he's got fucking goggles on, the next minute I root for guys like that. I'm glad they brought him along because Lucas and I were talking. The first episode sucked, totally sucked.
Yeah. Can we
Jerry
talk about
Jerry Jones'
the
obsession
first
with
episode?
food,
Jerry Jones salt in a cheeseburger.
very strange. And then his love
I mean,
for Whataburger.
Those are two very salty things already. And then it's not just like he put a little shake. He was like emptying the fucking shaker on the thing.
It was a McGriddle. So it's sweet.
Yeah, it was a McGriddle. So it's already,
Oh,
I mean, there's
that's even weirder.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like when you order a McGriddle, you're like, I want the salt is in the fucking sausage patty. Like, how much more? You know, you're casing that salt in fucking sugar and like syrup that it's like you can't have more fucking salt inside of that. But his love for Whataburger, dude, his love for Whataburger is beautiful to me. Like I think that's what he really concentrates on. What else? I mean, there are like very few things that I am enjoying.
There's 777 milligrams of salt in a McMuffin, by the way.
Oh my God.
But the thing that's really stuck out is just how vanilla and boring Mike McCarthy is as a coach. I think that's what drives the series is the coach has a personality and it really comes out. And then they go deeper into the players' personalities, but he's just so fucking boring. They're focusing more on the owner than the coach. And until you get rid of Mike McCarthy, Dallas is just going to be mediocre at best with a lot of talent.
Yeah, he's sort of, I mean, he's not like, I don't know if it's intentionally like, I'm not like a steal the show kind of guy, but yeah, he's very bland and very like, you know, not really interesting at all. And like he changed his shirt. That was supposed to be a fucking thing that we were like, oh, you know, going crazy about. The drone shot, I will say the drone shot was pretty fucking cool.
So
the drone shot I liked a lot.
Originated, there was I think a bowling alley up in Canada that shot this video that I could probably find and send to you privately, and we could put it on social media, but it went viral and it got the attention of a bunch of producers and filmmakers. And that was the inspiration, I think, for that shot. But even that, it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. looks really cool, the timing and everything. But now we're 4 minutes into the episode and we're not talking football. We're not learning about the Cowboys. We just took a drone ride through the whole thing. So
That's
again,
because
it's just
nothing's
like,
really going on.
yeah, they have no substance this season. It sucked.
I will say, I just watched episode 3, and when Jerry Jones gets in his helicopter and they're in the middle of the air, they're almost to AT&T Stadium, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go pick up my son."
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, it's like, I wish they had like the camera. You know, dad left me again. It's like, I think he's doing it on purpose. You know, he knows I don't think he respects how integral a part of this team I am. You know, I'm the senior vice president of this team. And he just fucking treats me like I'm still his 10-year-old son. And then he fucking has to, and he gets in the helicopter and he's like, "Hey dad, how are you?" He's like, "Oh," I love how Jerry Jones like, "Well, this thing got off to a shitty start." I mean, they rarely show any of the footage of the games. They did a little more of this past week because of they're trying to show these backup guys trying to get jobs and stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Also,
I haven't watched any of the games. Only preseason I've seen is the stuff that I've seen on Hard Knocks. I haven't watched any of their games. So none of them are playing, right? Dak's not playing.
Right.
Ezekiel's
Dak's not playing.
No.
Zeke's not playing. So it doesn't really matter. But I will say it is an HBO series. You got Jerry Jones. There was a huge missed opportunity to bring in the writers for Succession and really dig into that family's dynamic.
I mean,
Because that's literally the real life version of Succession.
it is. He looks old now too.
He's never given up that team. Pry it from my cold, dead hands.
Yeah, Al Davis style. It's going to be, no one will ever do it as far as he thinks better than him. So,
No.
yeah, that's the only preseason I've watched as far as the Cowboys are concerned. I've caught a couple, the Jets preseason game I saw the first quarter of the other day. What did I watch? Oh, I watched fucking the Jags. Oh boy. The Jags look pretty good.
What's the odds that Urban Meyer gets fired before the end of the year?
Not good.
I don't think good at all.
So if they go 0-17, he's still got a job.
I don't think they're going to go 0-17, dude.
Well, they're going to they'll beat Houston. They'll beat Houston both times, but they're not going to be a good team, and I don't think he's going to handle that team very well.
I think. I honestly think they're like a 4 or 5 win team.
Their first 4 games are pretty winnable.
Yeah. Who do they have the first 4 games?
Well, I guess
I know they have Houston.
They start with Houston.
Yeah, they'll win 2 games. They'll win 2 games against Houston.
Second game's against Denver, and then Arizona, and then Cincinnati.
They're not beating Denver. Denver looks good.
They could beat Cincy.
Seen any Denver.
Denver looks really good, and I think what's his face beating out Locke is
Teddy.
Great. Yeah, Teddy beating out Locke. That's a huge upgrade for the wide receivers, and they have a good running back core. They have a good
that surprise
defense,
you?
So Denver's going to be tough.
Did that surprise you, Teddy Bridgewater beating out
Drew Lock? No, not really. I mean, Drew's had the opportunity and he just hasn't stepped up to the next level. They've given him multiple chances and he's looked good in moments, but he just can't seem to put it together. So maybe he can learn some stuff from Bridgewater, but most likely, Bridgewater's the guy and then they'll move on and get somebody else next year. Maybe then they'll get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to figure out, I think who's going to take a big step forward this year. I think Justin Herbert's going to take a huge step forward, but I think Teddy Bridgewater is poised to take over a team and go, this is my team. And I think this is his time to do it in Denver. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be that bad in Denver.
No, they're going to be solid.
I think Cincinnati, though, it's pretty bad. They're going to beat, I think Jacksonville could beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I haven't seen any of their preseason, but I mean, is Joe Burrows, does he look good?
He's looked okay. I think he still has to get comfortable. He's coming off a huge injury, so I think it's very mental. There's too many receivers, so he doesn't really have great chemistry with any one of them. Mixon's a question mark. He's either going to be great or he's going to be terrible. And then, the offensive line is a little bit better. The defense is not. So, but I just think Jacksonville's so bad and I don't like their coach. I think Cincy is going to be a better team than they were last year if Joe Burrow can trust his recovery.
Who do we think has had the best preseason so far, team wise? Like who out of all of us?
I mean,
watching
the Ravens.
oh shit, so and so. Like these guys look truly legit.
The Ravens are now 20-0 in their last 20 preseason games. So if we're just talking straight wins, losses, they just only win. The Bills looked really, really good in their third game.
The Bills are 8-0.
Yeah, Bills are 8-0, but Josh Allen played the first half. He went 20 for 26, 194, 2 touchdowns, and had a QBR of 122.3. Every receiver looked good. Gabriel Davis looks like he could step up and he could be the number 2, even though he's like the number 4. They looked very solid. The Patriots looked bad. The Giants looked bad. The Broncos looked really good. The Chargers looked horrendous. The Buccaneers didn't really play anybody. So, I mean, just from what I saw, and I haven't seen all the games. Again, I took 3 weeks off, so I wasn't really watching them. The people that really looked good were the Broncos, who I wasn't expecting to be that great. The Bills look like a Super Bowl contender right now. And the Patriots have taken a huge step backwards, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I like the move. I think it's a great move. It's the right move. It's absolutely the right move. Now, I don't know what it's going to result in as far as wins and losses right away. He's had 7 possessions, 7 drives, Mac Jones, and he scored all 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good, especially for a rookie quarterback coming into a system. So he has obviously won over the respect of Bill Belichick. I think it's a great move to release Cam Newton and go, hey, this guy's he's not going to want to be a backup quarterback.
Well,
he's not going to want to be.
It was odd that they hadn't named Cam Newton a starter for as long as they did. Like, you'd expect them to do it weeks ago. So you knew there was something fishy going on. But I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when Cam Newton was just clueless about the COVID rules and just showed up and violated the rule. And then Belichick's like, I don't give a fuck who the quarterback is. I'm a system guy. Just let me put the guy in the system. If he doesn't know the rules, get him out of here. I don't care what his name is. I don't care how much we pay him. I don't care that he's an MVP. I don't need to deal with this. He's getting in the way of the team. He's never cared about players. Clearly, we know he's never cared about players because that's why Brady left. So if you're a player on his team and you're affecting the team, you're out. Doesn't matter what your name is.
Mac Jones, do you think he's their franchise guy? Are we going to be buying Mac Jones jerseys in 5-6 years down the road?
He definitely could be. He's got potential, but there's a history of Alabama quarterbacks flaming out. So we'll see. And you got to keep in mind, for the first chunk of preseason and through training camp, Cam was supposed to be the starter. So that offense, the free agents that they brought in, 2 major big body tight ends, the guys that they signed were for a ground and pound attack. And Mac Jones is not that guy. So how big is the playbook now that it's Mac Jones and we have a totally different skill set playing quarterback for us? And will defenses be able to figure out, oh, we only have 5 plays that we run? Because he's a dink and dunk guy. So that's what the offense is going to be. And, when Buffalo played him last year, we were able to get to Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's a big mobile guy. So when you get a defense like that that's going to be blitzing and you got a guy that can't do that, is he going to be effective?
I think he just doesn't. I think Bill Belichick doesn't want the ball turned over. He wants someone who's going to make a quick decision, fire the ball accurately. That doesn't have to have a huge potential to run or a huge potential to throw down the field. Quick decisions and strong, accurate, middle of the road throws. And I think that's Mac Jones to a T.
Yeah.
I don't think Belichick, going to your point about players and caring about them, I don't think that he would care if Mac Jones wasn't showing that he was capable of doing, being the starting quarterback, of moving on for him, even though that he drafted him took him in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to move. He didn't have to give up any draft picks to get him. So it's like, you could say like, hey, this is just didn't work out. But the fact that he had enough confidence to cut him, I think that shows that how much confidence they have in Mac Jones. I also think that Cam Newton probably is the first guy off the block if somebody gets hurt, another quarterback.
Yes.
And if
he's
I'm,
not
I mean,
already
if I'm
signed
Houston, I'm
somewhere.
calling.
Yeah.
If I'm, I don't know. If I'm Dallas, I'll probably call. I don't know who Dallas is going to keep as their backup, Danucci or did they make their final cuts? I don't know, but you know, like I always thought that like you would want someone similar to your starting quarterback style wise, so that you didn't have to flip everything on its fucking head if something happened, you know?
And that's why, not to just talk about the Bills, but that's why I was so excited about signing Mitch. He's basically a slightly lesser version of Josh Allen. And when they played the Bears running the Bills offense, he was 4 for 4 on his scoring. So 4 drives, 4 scores. And when Josh got hurt a couple years ago and came out and we put in Matt Barkley, they looked like a high school offense trying to go up against professionals. It was terrible.
Yeah. No, I think style wise, you need someone very similar to who you got behind the center right away. Otherwise,
that's why
like,
I'm concerned about Mac Jones. Is you have this offense that's built around Cam. You have these skill players that are built for Cam's skills.
But I think Belichick changed everything last year to fit around Cam to kind of move things. I think now he's going to go back to traditional way of going about things, the way he's used to, the way he's comfortable, and the way he knows how to win.
But how much do you think they think about we should have traded up and gotten Justin Fields, who could end up being the best quarterback in the draft? Because
I don't think Mac Jones was operating Belichick's offense at Alabama, though.
Yeah,
so he's been doing it for
years.
years.
The reason why
he also has that real close relationship with Nick Saban. So you know, it's like you're not handing. It's like
I get it.
All these guys talk to each other, but Nick Saban and like it would be like going from coach to coach, like the same guy, basically. You know, they have very similar styles.
But the reason they look so good in college is because the best skill players go to Alabama. And that's why all these quarterbacks from Alabama fizzle out in a few years, is because
they don't have good skill players in the fucking NFL. What are you talking about?
They do. That's my point. I'm saying, like, when you get a wide receiver at Alabama that can run faster than, you know, you're playing this college kid that is half your size and half your speed, and you're a quarterback, all you have to do is throw it up and that guy's going to run and get it. And you're going to have 5 touchdowns a game, and you're going to have these padded stats and win the Heisman. That's why these Alabama quarterbacks look so good, is because they have players that are just far and away better than all these other schools they play. But then you get to the NFL and you don't have that anymore. And you have linebackers that, you know, can run faster than the wide receivers.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the defensive talent raises a lot, but you know, there is still the same guys you threw the ball to in college are also playing in the NFL as well, if they were that good. And then the guys, you know, you could wish on other teams you could throw the ball to, you're throwing it to them now as well. So, I mean, I think that Bill Belichick is steadfast in his way of what he considers the way to win. And so he doesn't want to deviate from that. He tried it. It was what it was. He had to deal with what he had last year. He'll make the best of it. But I think if he could choose, and he did, this is more the style of offense he wants to do. Run the ball, throw the ball, don't turn it over. You know, don't be, you know where you want to go with it, know where your options are, and know how to get out of it. So I'm surprised that it took this long, but I guess that Mac Jones really proved himself. He really, 7 for 7, couple touchdowns, always scoring, moving the ball. You can't really, I know it's not against the top level guys defensively yet, but besides the Bills, you're going to have the Jets are going to be pretty easy to beat. And, week 1 Miami, we'll see what's what.
I mean,
we'll see what's what with Miami. I'm not convinced
you heard
with
about
Miami.
Their trade offer.
Wait, they actually made an official trade offer
to Houston. The rumor is they offered 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, and Houston said we want 3 of each. So that's how much they really believe in Tua.
I mean, they wouldn't even have. Why wouldn't they offer Tua as well and try to get a little bit of value out of that?
Yeah, because Watson's not going to play this year. So they're hoping that, he's not going to play. The NFL is not going to let him play. So I think the hope is They
The whole
steal
season?
I don't think he plays the whole season.
Well,
And
then you
Houston
can't offer
already
3
said,
draft picks from
but
each
Houston
round.
already said that they're shutting him down this year. He's going to
You
watch
can't.
every game from the bench.
Then I'm sorry. Then Houston's got to take a fucking seller's bite out of that and go, look, we're not going to get what we want to get because it's not. It's like if Golden State traded KD to the Nets instead of him signing there, it's like they would obviously ask for a whole season of value back that they're not going to get. It just doesn't make any sense. If I'm Miami, I am certainly not trading for Deshaun Watson right now, giving up whatever 3 first rounds and 3 second round or 3 third rounds, knowing that he's not going to take a fucking snap all season for my team.
He might
this
not
year.
take a snap ever again if the
Well,
lawsuits come back and
you
he's found
cannot do
guilty.
that. You have to let the dust settle on this a little more. You have to know what you're getting into here. If it's going to be a 6-game thing and you're going to lose them for 6 games, then we can talk. But anything more than that, it's like, come on, like you have Tua. Obviously they don't really, are not 100% sold on him, but you can't have no quarterback for, or trade for a guy and give that much up for someone you can't fucking play for a whole year.
Yeah.
According
what
to
if-
NBC Sports.
Yeah, I mean, I get it if it happens injury wise, but if you can see it coming and it could be a legal thing, you got to have your eyes open on that.
Michael Thomas got added to the PUP list, so he's done at least 8 weeks.
What happened there?
So he apparently needed surgery and then put off getting surgery and then announced to the team like a week before training camp. Was it, Lucas? Or even in training camp? Oh, I got to get surgery. So I'm going to get that done. And then I'll see you in October.
He pulled a Scottie Pippen.
Basically.
Yeah. I think Michael Thomas is sort of done with that. He's like, I like this when we had a proven quarterback that I knew can throw me the ball every single time. Maybe I don't know what's going on with Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston's going to work out.
I keep saying he is a first-round pick for a reason. He's a good quarterback. He needed LASIK surgery. He couldn't see, and he threw for like 5,000 yards and 33 touchdowns. And granted, he also threw 30 picks, but the guy can play, and now he can see, and he's in a good system with a good team and a good coach. The Saints, if they hadn't lost Michael Thomas, and Callaway may step up, and they have still Kamara, and they have some weapons, that could be a very good team.
I mean, you also have one of the best offensive minds in the game running your team.
Yes.
The guy that picked Tony Romo out of nowhere, and the guy that helped develop him and helped make Drew Brees into a fucking perennial all-star.
And a great defense. So not all the pressure's on him.
So now it's like, and look, this guy, what did he hit? 35, 38, 40 touchdowns. I mean, he throws 1,000 picks to match, but
he couldn't see. He literally could not.
I'm not buying he couldn't see. I'm not buying that this man could not see.
He's just looking at the blurry colors.
I mean, like, yeah, all of a sudden he became Forrest Gump and his legs straightened out and he ran beautifully. And now he can see perfectly. I'm not buying that. The ophthalmologist in Louisiana could figure out what the fucking guy in Tampa couldn't figure out. Give me a break. I mean,
I have a theory.
Bullshit.
He didn't steal those lobster. He was reaching for the bill and thought the lobster was the bill because he couldn't see.
That's a dumb
Jameis
joke.
Winston's innocent.
He's not fucking Ray Charles. He can see.
He's good though. He's a very good quarterback. It's just unfortunate that Michael Thomas is doing whatever diva shit he's doing for no real reason, because that's another Super Bowl contender right there.
Are there any more
Question.
preseason games? Yeah, go ahead.
Who's going to win more games in Jacksonville this year? The Jaguars or the Saints?
The Saints.
Okay.
Well, they're not in the same division. They'll win the game in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, are they playing in Jacksonville now because of the flooding?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard that news. So most likely the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints will probably win, I think.
Saints are a good team. With or without Michael Thomas, they're still a good team. With Michael Thomas,
they're not a playoff team without Michael Thomas. I don't think so.
Also, what's up with the Saints are obviously going to do it with their 2 quarterbacks, but have you seen Kyle Shanahan's plan with Trey Lance and Garoppolo? as far as playing two quarterbacks within the same game?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they plan to play. They'll throw out Trey Lance every once in a while just to mix up the defense.
And so is that their fucking recipe for the season, to just try to like do that all year? You're not going to win a Super Bowl with two quarterbacks. It's not going to happen.
I think they've accepted they're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. And I think this is probably like from the top down. We paid Garoppolo so much money, even though we no longer want him and no one's going to take him off of us. So we just got to kind of eat this contract and get Trey Lance some experience. And then hopefully in a year or two, he's the guy and we start winning then.
I don't like it at all. It's like you either, you're giving away the trick stuff that they can do before that really, it's sort of a hedging your bets sort of way to be like, you got to pick a quarterback and you got to go with that quarterback and that's it. And then there's a backup quarterback. And if that, if that guy doesn't work out, what are you going to just keep flip flopping back and forth all season long? You got to go with someone and that's it.
Yeah. Otherwise you're the Bears last season.
It doesn't work. You're not going to win you're not going to win a significant amount of games having two quarterbacks. You need two quarterbacks. When you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback. That's the problem. And you need one quarterback to win a Super Bowl, but you need two to be on your roster. So I just, it's a gimmick, but it's not really I don't think it's going to work. As far as like an everyday offensive policy to go forward, try to do that. How many trick plays are going to try, 6, 7 a game?
And how many trick plays are going to work in that division? Because that division, I think, is the toughest division in football.
I mean, Peyton did it with Sean Payton did it with Taysom Hill and Drew Brees, but you never questioned who the fucking quarterback was. You knew who the quarterback was.
And
you just
in
knew
all
what was
honesty,
going on.
If they hadn't been using Taysom Hill as much and they just played their game, I think the Saints could have won at least another Super Bowl.
Maybe.
They were so good with those. They kept working this guy in, gadget guy, taking Breeze out of his rhythm. And I don't know, I think Peyton overthought things and kind of ruined that team.
Speaking of New Orleans, I just, shout out to everyone in New Orleans. Hopefully you're doing all right. All our friends that live down there, your families and everything with this fucking hurricane. So let me a quick hurricane story. So about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I closed on my house in New York, right? So we're staying in a rental right now. And I called my insurance agent and I said to him, a month ago, I said, hey, we're going to be closing on this house. He goes, all right, call me the week of the closing. So Monday, I found out I'm closing on Friday. I called him on Tuesday. We missed phone calls. Wednesday, he connects with me. I missed his call. Thursday, we finally connect. I go, hey, I'm buying this new house. And, oh, great. I give him all the information. We're about to do the whole policy. And he goes, wait, what's that zip code again? So I give him the zip code. And he goes, oh, yeah, bad news. I go, what? And he's like, we can't insure properties right now in that zip code because you guys have a hurricane coming. This was this Henri. So I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, no, I can't give you a policy. I go, are you kidding me right now? I go, you won't give me an insurance policy for this fucking house that I just paid for. And and he goes, I lost it. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm so sorry. I go, let me tell you something. I'm going to call other insurance agent. If I find someone that will give, I'm taking all my business, all the cars, everything I have. Okay. I understand. I called 6 insurance companies. None of them would give me a policy. They all, as soon as they put the zip code in, they were like, oh, no, we can't do that. Can't do it. So essentially, I closed on Friday. The hurricane came Saturday night to Sunday. So the only thing I had no insurance in the house. I just slept in it by myself. Because I was like, there's insurance on me. And then maybe if the fucking thing collapses in on me and a tree falls in, at least they'll be able to collect some insurance money off of my dead body rather than, the insurance I don't have on this fucking house. And then you know what they did on Monday? The insurance agents, they called me up. Hey, how are you? How did it go? Everything all right? Ready to write that policy now.
Yeah.
And by the way, thank goodness Henri was really just, or however you say it, was fucking nothing. We got nothing, thank goodness, where I lived. But yeah, I was like a good neighbor. State Farm is there until you've given them money And then you go, hey, man, I just want to hang out with you because there's a storm coming. And they're like, yeah, I can't do it. Can't fucking do it. So take that. Can you believe that shit? Heart attack city, dude. Heart attack. Thinking that your fucking brand new house you just bought could have a tree surrounded by many, many trees. Many, many, many trees. Any of which could have just fallen fucking straight into the roof. And that would have been my problem. So yeah, I mean, what's the odds that I buy a house and close on it the week that a fucking goddamn hurricane's coming? Is everyone all right with you guys as far as like people affected by those storms and shit? You guys have no New Orleans people, right? You guys
We're
are
on the
good?
Midwest, so
Yeah.
we're not even getting rain.
Yeah, we're getting another one right now. Well, we're getting whatever is it Ida?
Yeah.
Long Island's getting the remnants of Ida up here now, so that's why our fucking Wi-Fi is a little spotty. But they could use a change of fucking scenery out here in New York because I don't know if you've been following this Mets saga for the last, I don't know, couple days. So just to recap real quick, today's September 1st. Since August 1st, the Mets were 4.5 games, I think, above the second place team in the NL East. As of today, I think they're 7 games behind. 7 games. I think they lost 11 fucking games in the standings in 1 month. They've had a fucking astronomical collapse. They've had games where they haven't hit the baseball at all. So, I guess the Met fans started booing them at home when they would strike out. And apparently, I guess they came up with their own little signal that when they did well, when the players started hitting, which was not very fucking often, that they would give each other the thumbs down to kind of shove it in the fucking fans' faces that, blah, 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 that you can't get us down and we'll show you and blah, blah. So, and it just came to light like a couple days ago. But meanwhile, they've been doing it for like a month now, since they really first started getting booed. But nobody noticed because that's how poorly they've been playing. Like the amount of times they've been able to kind of shove it in people's faces are so fucking minuscule that no one picked it up. So Javi Baez in a post-game conference basically says, like, they ask him what this is about. And he just says, like, hey, it feels shitty to get booed at home. You're either with us or against us. And when things aren't good, you got to be with us. And when things are bad, you got to, then we'll all celebrate together. And, it like a fucking shit cloud. Everyone got it and everyone hated what his message was. First of all, this is from a guy who just got there, traded a month ago, came into a situation and has not made it any better, only made it worse. Was brought in to bring in a bat and to fucking beef up the offense and has done nothing. Now, I'm not saying it's his fault, but it's certainly he's not the fucking answer. So he goes off on this fucking thing. You got Francisco Lindor doing the thumbs thing down. This guy you just signed to a 10-year, $400 million contract. This is the face of your franchise, giving the fucking thumbs down to the people that are going to try. They're going to try to get season tickets from next year, the money. So not a good look. Not a good look at all. Now, look, there's two sides. Do I believe that the fans that are up in outrage about being thumbed down by a fucking professional athlete, do I believe that they're really that hurt? No, it's all fucking fake outrage. They're all just want to, they want to prove a point. They want to, this isn't right. They can't treat us like that. Everyone's fine. No one's losing their, jobs. No one's, if you got butt sore about it, that's your own fucking problem from a thumbs down from a grown man. But it's not a good look to have your franchise player going around thumbing his his literally giving a thumbs down and a fuck you to the fans. Because to me, you rarely see it, but when you do, it's startling because like the most pure relationship in sports, the most pure is not owner player. It's not player manager. It's not even player. It's fan and player. That interaction. I never had to sit down with Jonah and go, hey, see that guy number 99? He's the guy you're supposed to love. He's the guy you're like, he's the most popular guy. He just fell in love with him. Like that, that he just became a fan because it's pure. And so to fuck that up, it's a very hard thing to do. And it's almost with your home fans, really tough to do. And somehow or another, these fucking Mets have found a way to do it. Now, granted, they have now apologized. They're trying to walk this thing back. And, they're never going to be able to. Everyone knows what the fuck happened and what it means. Can they maybe unite and try to, they put some wins together. They came back and scored 5 runs in the 9th inning and won yesterday. So, okay, maybe the Mets are taking a step forward.
Yeah.
Cut to today. Their owner, Steve Cohen, had a fundraiser at his house in Westchester. So, is it going to be awkward? It's going to have a lot of people there. Oh, Lindor's going to be there. Oh, fucking Javi Baez is going to be there. They're going to ask him questions. Oh, is it going to get weird? That's the story you think would come out of that. What's the story that came out of it? The acting GM, because I don't know if you remember, the other GM got fired for sending dick pics like it's his business card. He's gone. The acting GM gets busted on the way home for DUI, swerving on the road. I mean, they can't get out of their own fucking way. They cannot get out of their own way. Now, I don't give a shit if the GM, look, drinking and driving up, it's a dumb thing to do. But whatever you do in your personal life, that's none of my business. But to do it and right now, like with all the shit that's going on, this is the last fucking thing this team needed. Another fucking distraction. It's unbelievable. And you think about it and I equate the Mets and the Jets to together, not just because of the names and the locations, but because how they seem to just constantly fuck themselves and make things harder on themselves. Again, I don't give a fuck. If the players don't do well, I don't mind booing them. I don't care where you are. You can't throw things at them. I don't agree with that. You can't, but for a player to get his feelings hurt because they're booing him, you got to have a little tougher skin than that, especially in New York.
Yeah. Especially
in New York. Because, by the way, Javi Baez probably has never been booed in his life. He won a fucking World Series for a team that hadn't had one in 100 years. There's a lot of equity that comes with that. Goodwill. They'll look over past a lot of shit. You're brand new here. No one gives a fuck about you. So far since you've been here, all you've done is not hit and give thumbs down. You suck. So don't get all upset that all of a sudden, my feelings got hurt. You can't boo me. Monica Seles got stabbed. Do you remember that? She was playing tennis. And I don't know what that guy did. It was the middle of the fucking French Open or something. Maybe he had money on her and she wasn't playing well, but he just walked over and fucking stabbed her. She didn't get, oh my God. I mean, she got upset, obviously, because she got stabbed, but
that's the understatement of the she seemed pretty cross.
But I mean, there wasn't she wasn't coming out, fuck all of you the next time she came out, give me a break. Give me a fucking break, dude. And also, as a side note, it probably it was 2006 or 7. Jeter was going through a real shitty 3 months. And Yankee fans started booing him at home. The boo birds came out a little bit, maybe a couple double plays, one too many, blah, blah, blah. And they asked him about it after. And they said, do you hear it? He goes, yeah, I hear it. And they go, well, how does it make you feel? And do you know what he said? He said, if I would boo me if I was playing like this too. Like I would, if I was out there, I'd boo myself. And this is from a guy who at that point won 4 fucking World Series for the team, the captain of the team, and he has given probably 12 to 13 years of his life to that team and city at this point. And he still owned it. And these fucking privileged cunts. And again, I don't, I'm not on the side of the fucking rich fat fan who was like, my feelings got hurt too. Everyone just holster your fucking feelings. How about we win a baseball game? and make sure our fucking GM's not playing Sidewinder off the fucking BQE trying to get home. And it really like it makes no sense to me how like these Mets and these Jets they cannot get out of their own fucking way. Just when you think they're like, oh my God, look at this team, look what they have, look what they've come together. Oh, the GM did a great job, and then all of a sudden, whether it's injuries, whether they step on their own fucking selves, like the Jets. I mean, they got Shaq, lost him, but just because of bad luck, they lost the other defensive end, right? What's that guy's name? They lost. I can't remember his name, but anyway, it's like, I mean, it's the Zach Wilson thing is going to be interesting, but I don't see anything that says he's going to be much better or a step up from what's his name, fucking the guy that they got rid of, Darnold.
Carl Lawson ruptured his Achilles.
Yeah, so they got Shaq Lawson. So yeah, I mean, it's I can't, but no, when you look at the Mets, it's like that. I couldn't imagine being a fan. You know, yeah, it's tough to be a Yankee fan. I bitched on this fucking thing about, but at least they have some sort of idea of, you know, how to read a situation and possibly make the right move. The Mets, it's like fucking Wild West over there. Shoot from the hip, whatever you think, just do it. The Yankees have been much better, not as of the last 3 games, but 13 games in a row. I went to a game with Ari, and we were in the judge seats, but 7 rows back. And this was like the first game that they were playing Seattle. The judge played center, Gallo played left, and Giancarlo Stanton played right. And I remember looking out there being like, holy fuck, 6'5", 6'7", 6'5". Like that's like a basketball team in the outfield. It was ridiculous. But then Giancarlo Stanton hit a fucking line drive right at us. And I tried to push Ari to get the ball, but it hit in the 3rd row off this kid's chest. And then it ricocheted to this girl like right behind us, and she got it. And everyone was like getting on this girl about being like, they were like, give it back. I hit off a kid. First of all, this kid had a glove on and he had his fucking chance. Mm-hmm. Like literally it hit him off the chest. Like you don't get the ball back. No one's going to give you the ball. Like, do you agree with that?
I do agree with that, but also you're telling me you were with Ari and this girl's right behind you, so you know he's going, look, the kid, he doesn't deserve it. He should die of cancer. He didn't catch it. He should
100. You are absolutely
You keep the
right.
ball.
You're absolutely right. We're no joke, dude. She was catty corner to where we were sitting. I had taken a picture with her like 20 minutes before that, and the ball ripped off of. I think there's a picture of it if we pull it up. I don't know if anyone could look. Giancarlo Stanton, home run, 9th inning. And what day was that? That was, I'll tell you in a second. It was August 19th. 9th inning, home run. If you can find it, let me know. Did I do screen sharing? Yeah, we can do it. All right. So it rocketed off this fucking guy's face, or the kid's chest. I mean, he could have caught it. He had a glove, and it, went behind, and that was it. And then everyone's like, give it back to the kid. And it was like, we were like, no, don't do it. Hold strong. You have every right. That is the ball that you got. He had his chance. It wasn't like Stanton was like playing catch, and then he like, when they do that thing where they like, here you go. They toss it to you, and then like he fumbled it. This was like, every man for themselves. And a boy fucked up, and a lady got the reaped the benefits. I was 100% fine with that. Did you find it, Lucas, or no? I think you're muted.
I think I just found a different one. I'm searching for it.
Field of Dreams. I found one against the Red Sox.
Are you sure it's August 19th?
Yeah.
Against the Twins, right?
Twins, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I got
Hopefully this is the one.
A picture of it. Hold on. I can share. Let me see if I can. So can you see that?
Yeah.
So that's see the guy in the right here, the judge jersey. That's Ari.
Oh, that's Ari. Yeah.
I'm right here in the Mattingly jersey. It bashed off this kid right here. Right there with the fucking glove on. That's why everyone's like, oh, and it went right up to this girl right over here, and she caught it. And at that point, I was like, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. And then everyone's like, oh, they give it back, give it back. This fucking kid had his shot to Shara, and he fucked it up. It bounced right over here. Now I kept shoving Ari to go get it, but he was like such a pussy. He didn't go get it. Yeah, that's.
Here, can I show the full video?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. I mean, that looked painful.
Yeah, it hit off. Yep. Barely got off the front row, and it hit that kid pretty fucking hard because it did ricochet about 15 rows back. So I don't know if it hit his chest or his glove or the heel of his glove. But look, there's Ari. Yeah, you can see him at the end. So I look again. No one wants to get. I don't see him get hurt, but I feel like we made the right call. I think that girl is allowed to keep that ball. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And if anything, that kid should be a gentleman and give her the ball.
The FedEx Cup in golf is no. The FedEx Cup in golf is coming. We got down to the Tour Championship, final 30. In fantasy, I am in the finals in my fantasy league with Kent Brown. Very excited about that. It's only 20 guys left out of 48. And I'm in 9th place, so I got to have a big weekend. I will make my picks later on tonight. I truly think that, see, how we're doing it is guys starting at 0. Out of the guys starting at 0, you got to pick one of them. And I really think that, hold on, let me pull it up so I make sure I get, everyone knows that I was right and they were wrong. Kent. Here we go. Daniel Berger's the guy to look for out of those guys starting at even par to make the biggest run, I think. Keep Daniel Berger on your radar this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Berger, you heard it here first.
Great name.
Oh, I got my ass fucking beat at Bethpage Black 2 weeks ago. Beat the fuck up. I mean, golf is tough. When you're not driving the ball well, it's not an easy game to play. Even at a local course, when you're not driving the ball well at Bethpage Black, it picks you up and then punches you in the face, throws you back into the grass. It was fucking brutal. I play with my friend Kevin, who, I like him. We're high school friends, but like, those people that you're like, I don't know how we continue this friendship. He's very nice, but okay. Here's what happened. We had a great round. It was long. Bethpage is a long round, but then at the end, I driven him. And I was going to drive him home. And he's like, hey, are you hungry? I'm like, yeah, I can eat. He's like, do you like lobster rolls? And I was like, yeah, I like lobster rolls. He's like, I have the best lobster roll place by my house. I go, all right. So I'm driving him home, getting close to his house. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, oh, make a left over here. He's being very cryptic about where we're going. I'm like, okay. And he's sort of like, and I'm like, all right, where is this place? And we're going to near an area that I know real well. And I'm like, oh, is it right over there near the Park Bench, which is a bar that we used to go to in high school and college? And he goes, that's where we're going. I go, you could have fucking told me we're going to the Park Bench. He goes, it's not the Park Bench anymore. It's called the Bench. My friend owns it. I was like, all right, cool. So he keeps telling me about how great these fucking lobster rolls are the whole way. Lobster rolls. They had these great lobster rolls. I go there for the lobster rolls. We go in. I hadn't been there since college. I think I like Tracy and I made out in the fucking dance place. Like that's the last time I was there 20 years ago. So walk in, he's like, oh, that used to be that. I'm like, oh, it looks nice. We sit down, grab a couple beers. I go to the bathroom. I come back. There are menus. The waitress says to us, she goes, what are you guys ready to eat? He goes, yeah. She turns to my friend Kevin first. She goes, what do you want? He goes, I'll have the lobster roll. Of course, right? Give him the size. She turns to me and she goes, what would you like? I go, I would love the lobster roll too. I'll take one. And then she looks at me. She goes, I got to be honest with you. She said, I don't think we have enough lobster for 2 lobster rolls. So I just stopped and I looked at my friend Kevin and he was just like, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And I'm like, I guess I'll have the ribs. And I ordered the ribs and mac and cheese, and he got the lobster roll and ate the whole fucking thing and never gave me a bite. Never let me try it. Never let me taste it. Never even acknowledged that I wasn't eating the fucking lobster roll. The entire, I was like this. I couldn't even believe as I'm eating the ribs. Like, I can't even believe that I'm doing this right now. That I was coerced here under the guise of these lobster rolls. And then it wasn't even fucking offered a bite. I truly, I hoped he got fucking food poisoning from that. Yeah. So between that and the 98, that day was ruined. But look, dude, I'm happy that you are back. I'm happy that you're married, Brenton. I'm happy that you are.
I'm not happy that I'm back. Dude, we
Oh,
were
you want to
looking
be
at
back in Hawaii?
Yeah, we were looking
have a
at
draft-
property. Dude, we could sell this place. I could go be a farmer.
Everyone thinks that when they get back. And then let me tell you, it's expensive as fuck to live there. My sister lived there for a year. I mean,
Oh, the upsale on the wine was crazy.
forget the wine. Wait till you try to buy milk for your kids. It's like $16 a gallon because I got to
Yeah.
ship everything over there. So it is paradise, but you know, it's expensive. And I'm glad you're back. We have a fantasy draft to deal with. Okay.
Yes.
So that's
yes.
going to be the next episode. We will take care of our fantasy draft with all the players out. Oh, and we got to mention one more thing, Mattress Mac, before we go. All I've heard about is how Mattress Mac is helping out people down in Houston and New Orleans. I don't know, not Houston, but New Orleans. Is it New Orleans he's giving it? Someone sent us an article about how great Mattress Mac is. And again, I want to reiterate, Mattress Mac is our enemy. He is our rival. Okay? We go against everything Mattress Mac stands for, pushing the little guy out of gambling. By shoving all the fucking money onto one side and lopsiding this thing. So I don't give a fuck how many bottles of water he gives out or how many fucking mattresses he lets people sleep on. He is our enemy. Don't send us shit about how nice he is anymore. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about the philanthropics, whatever that fucking word is, side of Mattress Mac. All right? Anything else? Oh, I got dates. September, coming in hot. You ready for this? There's a brand new improv in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of Brian Stefanik, who I have to fucking reach out to. I'll be there September 23rd, 4th, and 5th. September 23rd, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. One show Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. It's brand new. It's beautiful. Steve Byrne went. He had a fucking great time. I talked to him. He says it's fucking awesome. So I can't wait to go. And then that Sunday, the 26th, I'll be just outside of Chicago in Valparaiso with our friend Jason Tebow doing it's a theater there. What is the name of the theater? Let me pull it up. Valparaiso, also home of what's his name? Oh, yeah. What's his name? Our good friend, Ryan O'Neal, the ass kicker. All right. Ready? It's
It's good that you had this ready to go before the episode.
You know what, dude? Honestly, you can go fuck yourself. I don't have the name of the theater, but it's in Valparaiso. It's September 26th.
Somewhere.
Tickets are on steverannazeasy.com. Do you guys have any dates you're doing? What's happening with you? Tell me.
Just doing Supernova. We're 6 nights a week right now, so
Yeah,
it's been getting busy.
great.
And
Lucas?
just a couple pieces of news. The NFL announced today that the CBS will be doing the Nickelodeon game again. So thank God.
Oh, is that the one we watch and the slime happens and shit on the
Yep.
screen?
Yeah,
Wild
I
card
didn't watch
weekend.
that last time.
It's
you
coming
gotta
back.
watch it. You gotta watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's more fun.
Who are they? What teams do they have this year?
It'll be a
it's the
wild card, so to be determined.
Oh my God! Please don't be the Giants, even though we probably deserve the most slime.
And
This
also,
offensive line.
The other piece of news is
No, you
did
gotta. If
see-
you're sorry, Lucas, but you either win your division or you're not getting in the playoffs.
I know, dude. I know.
You're not going to be a wild card team, so you don't have to worry about that game.
Oh, it's so I thought you meant it was like they decide later on what the teams are going to be. I didn't know it was a wild card.
Yeah, it's wild card weekend.
week. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Sorry.
And
What
then
was it,
did you
Lucas?
watch Good Morning America this morning? Probably
did
not. Did you see? I will actually screen share it.
Oh, the
Michael
Eli.
Strahan. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. The Eli
What?
Manning
Let's
situation.
find this.
Oh no.
You can't hear it, can you?
No.
No, but
Okay, let me change that.
Is your volume off?
I think it is. But
There was a present in that box, Steve, and
Oh.
it was Eli Manning,
Oh my God.
letting
Why
him
was he
know
in the
that his
box?
jersey is being retired.
That's how they told him, by Eli Manning being in a box.
Yes,
And then why
Justin
is it
Tuck.
Justin Tuck walks from around the back?
like an adult.
You know they chose straws, and Eli got the short straw. They're like, I'm not getting that fucking box. Oh my God. Yeah, I heard they're going to retire his number, but I didn't hear how they told him. That's pretty.
I want to know how long was he in that box?
Yeah.
Eli in a
question.
box. Dude, Eli's again. He'll be hosting one of these shows one of these days. He'll be just like Michael Strahan. He wants to be. So they were probably like,
Yeah.
"Hey, put me in the box. I'll go in the box. No problem. Peyton would go in the box. I'll go in the box. Not the first time they ever put me in a box." I'm happy for fucking Strahan, dude.
Yeah.
You know, of course he should get his number retired for the Giants. You know, he's a legend, so good for him. What else? Anything else? I think we covered it all. Or at
Yeah.
least the good stuff, at least. I'm sure we missed some stuff. Thank you very much to everyone. We have a few new Patreon members, so we're gonna lock up. Let Brenton know via message that who wants to play for sure. We're gonna do the draft next Wednesday on the podcast, so we'll go from there.
We'll determine a time and we'll post when the time will be. And if you are available and you want to play, we don't want anyone who's auto drafting. We're not dealing with that shit. So you have to be available for the draft.
Yeah, got to be available, or just
or get someone to draft for you.
Yeah, for you. We need a person there, someone to be accountable.
Mhm.
That's the podcast for this week. Thank you very much for listening. Please tell someone else, rate, subscribe, like, and we'll talk to you guys next week. All right. What do you have to
Go
say,
Bills.
Brenton? Yeah, fuck
Go Bills.